hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and all videos. Subscribe. Notification bell. All videos.
Subscribe. Notification bell. All videos.
Yeah, that was pretty good, Mary Lou.
Thanks, Gray.
Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. What's going on, freaks? Number isn't active yet. What's going on? Well, I was on Court TV again tonight for the Madeline Soto case. It's weird because I don't know, I go on there and it's just sort of like, hey, what do you think about this, you know? But the other person already said a lot of the stuff I was going to say. So it's hard to come up with something else, you know? Yeah, well, they called me kind of like later in the day, and said, or not later, but you know, like this morning, but like late in the morning, and said, hey, do you want to go on? So I don't know. Probably not Running Bear. They said on both bodies that were found that it wasn't him. So I would assume that meant that it's not. Alright, so anyways, we're gonna go. I don't know. I mean, I thought I did okay, but I was, you know, they were sort of saying stuff like how, you know, we don't know if Madeline, you know, where was she? You know, after when she went to the party, did she go home? But then the second interview, I had it written down. I read it on there. I said, if anything, on Sunday, she celebrated her 13th birthday with my entire family. So that sort of explains that. And she was so happy. She showed us all her gifts. She's just a happy girl. And she showed it on Sunday night when she went to bed. She was so happy. She had the best day. You know, there was no moment in that evening from when she got home from the party that she had her phone or had the laptop. She went straight to getting ready and went to bed. So, I mean, it talks about her getting home. You know, I guess we can pretend that she made that all up. You know, I don't know, but thanks, Kami. Anyway, so we're going to just play the press conference in the Riley Strain case. For those who didn't see it. And if you saw it, that's your fault, because you knew I was going to play it later. Hold on. All right, sorry, I have to always get that, answer that phone. Don't go, hey, Gray, we can't see it, Gray. Thanks, Nina Armstrong. Okay, so here's what we're going to do tonight, you guys. The Cajun, let's see, United Cajun Navy, I think that's what they call themselves. Yeah, they're out there searching now. So this is what we're going to do. If you guys send in 500 or more, I'll send in $1,000 to them. All right? So that's what we can do tonight. We did 400 the other night to Cajun Navy, but if you guys send 500 or more, I'll send in 1,000, which is a loss for me, but that's what we do on this show. So see if you guys can make a difference tonight. All right, here we go. I mean, don't all get started at once. All right, here we go. Hey, there you go. There's Kentucky shirt guy. Thank you.
Okay, am I ready now? All right, go ahead. Good afternoon. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. In the past few days, we've been reached out to and we've spoken with Dave with the United Cajun Navy.
Let me turn it up. It's too low.
We feel that we need the extra resources to come in and...
So I boosted up the entire audio. Okay? I boosted up the entire audio and you can hear the questions better when they get asked. It's pretty long though. It's like 36 minutes.
Okay, am I ready now?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead. Good afternoon. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. In the past few days, we've been reached out to and we've spoken with Dave with the United Cajun Navy. We feel that we need the extra resources to come in and help us as we try to get more organized for our family and see if we can't.
Oh, by the way, how'd your eye surgery go? Did it hurt, Eugenie? She was going to have a surgery today where somebody jammed a needle right into her eye.
Bring some more clues to light. We're very grateful for everyone that's done everything so far. We ask that you continue. We ask that you...
Yeah, thanks, Kentucky Shirt Guy, Dreamcatcher 333, Eugenie, Christina, and Preston.
Work and help with us to become more organized, because we don't want individuals out there alone without us knowing, so that we want to make sure everybody's careful. Safety is the number one priority. We appreciate more than you'll ever know the outpouring that we've received from the community, from the press, and everyone else involved. Our goal is still to bring Riley home. We feel that is still a very pliable goal. We feel like Dave and his team and the volunteers that he knows are very skilled and will help bring this for us. This time, I'm going to turn it over to Dave and let him kind of bring some information to light. If we have questions at the end, we'll be more than happy to address, but I do ask that we have a little bit of courtesy for what we're going through right now, and give us just a few questions, and we'll again meet as we have more information. Okay? Thank you, Dave.
My name is David Flagg. For those who don't have the spelling, last name is F like Foxtrot, L-A-G-G. And I am the National Director of Operations for the United Cajun Navy. Those of you who may not know, people who are in the audience that may not know, we are a disaster response organization.
Yeah, so they are the people that we gave $400 earlier to, but now they're out there full force. So if you guys send in 500 here, I'll send in 1,000. That's what I'll send in to them tonight. That sound like a deal? It's like doubling. It's not way more than that, actually, because YouTube takes 30%. So, I mean, I get crushed on it. But it's one of the things, like, that's what we do sometimes during the month. Out of the income from the channel, support organizations like this.
We respond to natural disasters, all over the country. We're formed during Hurricane Katrina when New Orleans was flooded so badly. We had just a bunch of good old boys that had boats and took it upon themselves to go out into the waters of New Orleans and start rescuing people, taking them supplies, etc., etc. Fast forward to today, our organization has been to almost every major natural disaster in this country, to include Hurricane Michael, Hurricane Ian, the Texas wildfires. We have people there now.
Okay, you see better now?
The fires in Maui. So that's kind of an brief overview of what we do. We also obviously get involved in missing persons cases. We do search and rescue, and focus on providing supplies of whatever nature the people might need them, food, clothing, etc. To touch on the reason that we're here today, we were contacted by Riley's family and asked to step up and provide some more resources to this search activity. And we have been pretty much involved from the very first day that we heard about it, which I believe was on Monday, would have been the 10th, 11th, whatever day that was. We've had an airboat here on the river. We've had people involved behind the scenes and following this and understanding what's been happening here with regard to the search efforts of individuals. We felt that it was probably a real good idea for us to step in and organize a structured and organized search activity for this. We also have, today we have a hovercraft coming in and a pilot to run that craft. If he gets here early enough, we will be on the river today. And if not, we'll start early tomorrow morning and spend a good bit of time on the river here, assisting in that search. We had an airboat here, and that individual will be returning, I believe, Friday, possibly Saturday. I would reiterate what Riley's father said. Our main focus, obviously, is to find Riley. Our secondary focus is to ensure the safety of the people who are out here searching. If we have folks just out on their own on these very steep and treacherous terrain on the riverbank and other treacherous aspects of this search, we don't know. We don't know what's going on with you. It's not safe. It's real dangerous. So I would encourage any volunteers who have been here and are searching to please come under the umbrella of the United Cajun Navy search. We will be putting together a structured and organized ground search at some point in the near future. I don't have the specific information on that yet, but I will make that information known once I have it. If you do intend to come out and search with us or to continue to search on your own, there are some safety aspects that you need to know. Number one, you need to be wearing some sturdy shoes. You need to have some heavy gloves on and some nitrile or rubber gloves as well. There's a lot of garbage and debris and needles and bodily fluids of one kind or another that are on these riverbanks that you really don't want to be exposed to. So that's what I would ask of you, just for your own safety. And I would also reiterate what Riley's father said. If you all do have questions for the family, please be very, very sensitive about the nature of this incident. As you can imagine, those of you who have children or don't have children, I guess the best advice I could give would be don't ask a question of the family that you would not want to be asked yourself. That's pretty much all I have to say. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Just one thing that I wanted
At this point, there is no evidence that I'm aware of that would indicate foul play. You know, y'all know how it goes on Facebook and social media. There's been a lot of chatter on there about the fact that Riley's debit card was found on the Riverbank, and that is prima facie evidence of criminal activity, something of that nature there. I don't agree with that. You know, obviously I'm not the investigator. We have a couple of representatives from MMPD here, and I'm sure they have something to say about it. But I would very seriously, at this point, doubt that there's been any criminal activity.
Yeah, well, the thing is when you see the photographs that we were looking at last night in the second show that we did, you can see how he goes right into the water. You know, there isn't like this bigger bank. He falls off, boom, he's right in the water, especially when it was 4 feet higher on the day that he went missing. All right, so it'd be very easy for him to go in the water. But was he hit so perfectly that it'd be weird if he, sort of like he fell and then he hit his head so hard that he died, and then he drowned in the water or knocked him out or something, and then, but there's no blood anywhere or anything. I don't know.
Brendan Tierney with WSMV4. Chris and Michelle, you guys are obviously asking for more people to come in and help at this point. Are you satisfied with the job Metro Police have done, and what are you hoping that this additional volunteer effort will do to help you?
Yes, we feel like they've handled it well. We know that there's an excessive amount of information coming into them that they're having to dissect. You know, it's hard as a parent, as we are now 10, 11, 12 days into this, and we're trying to, find...
I thought it was really cool. What time, where were you at, 9/11? I mean, the before this part here, I just edited it out, but this guy, the guy that comes in next, actually it hasn't happened yet, you'll see it. But he seemed like a really cool dude. I mean, he gave the mother a really long hug, wasn't like, yeah, let me get going.
And so, yes, as the days drag on, we are frustrated. We know they're doing their job. We've seen what they've got, We know they're doing things that we haven't been informed about. That's probably with any investigation like this. There's details that they're not going to share with us that we're sure they're working on too. We don't know what all for sure exactly what they've done as far as searches goes. We don't know some of the information, but that's not to say they haven't done it. Exactly, and Dave is kind of an extra resource for us.
Hey, Nina Armstrong's a member. She always sends super chats in, but she wasn't a member.
Us, a point of contact with his foundation, his group, to be able to help us so that we can focus and make sure that we're doing everything as best as possible.
Okay, I'll pause it again. So right now, we are at 189.89 in the super chats, etc. And when we get to 500, I'll send in $1,000 to, so I'll kind of double that. I'll send, but that's a real 1,000, not 30% taken out, to Cajun Navy, the United Cajun Navy. We did 400 earlier, so they definitely need, they're a non-profit, so they need the funds. And so, rest assured, double what you're putting in the super chats tonight are going straight to that. All right.
It's been hard to...
And at the end of the month, we'll be giving away extra, obviously, probably, I don't know how much more. We'll have to see how the rest of the month goes here. But
being from out of town, being from 6.5 hours away, to put a structured program together.
So let's get going, you guys.
When you don't know...
Should be really simple.
Everywhere that you're at, you don't know the lay of the land as well. You don't have your family and your resources that are in your hometown to be able to help guide you and lean on to build a organized search. And that has bothered us, and Dave is our answer.
Kind of rewinding a little bit, I know that y'all saw the bar footage for the first time potentially. Is there anything significant there that you feel comfortable sharing at this time?
Thanks, Cindy.
The only
Lynn,
thing
Susan.
really that we have seen with our own eyes is in the bar footage would
Hey,
be Riley and his friend going down the stairs just before he exited the bar. His friend turns around and goes back up the stairs. We're not focusing on a lot of the stuff that happened earlier.
See, doesn't it sound just like what I said to you guys? Like, what matter does it make now? What happened at the bar or anything? You see him moving around, walking. Nobody seems to be following him in the police camera. And so what difference does it make? Everybody keeps wanting to focus in on that. That's something to talk about later and get mad at the people who put him in the position, et cetera, et cetera.
We're still pushing forward, and we're trying to figure out where he's at now.
I am not able to comment on that at this point. I know that they're still digging through information, so hopefully they'll be able to provide information here, as we move forward. We know that Riley was possibly texting and communicating with multiple people. Again, we don't know the exact people. We don't know the exact timeline, or who the last person was.
Anything right now would kind of be speculation on our part to exactly what that was.
No need to muddy the water. So I'm sure the detectives, as information becomes available that is pertinent like that, they will provide to us, and we will share as we can.
And again, we have a couple representatives from the police department here, and that may be a question that you could ask them. Before they come up, anybody else have questions for the family before I interrupt?
I do. Michelle, the last time you and I spoke, you told me he was here with 50 of his fraternity brothers. Not one of them left the bar to go with him. I know you were close to that with some of his friends as well. What have those conversations been like?
See, then the guy goes back to that kind of question. Now, he went to with his fraternity brothers. Not one of them left with him. Now, what was the conversations been like? Can we get some dirt on that? And they didn't jump on that at all.
With the boys, they're heartbroken also. He's their best friend.
And then people will say, well, if he's the best friend, why didn't one of them go with him? That's what people will say. But it's like, the thing is, people should do a certain way, but a lot of times people don't do something a certain way. And I bet you $1 million that a lot of you haven't done something a certain way in a certain circumstance where somebody was drunk, you were having a good time, and you didn't care, you just sort of sat back in the bar, and that person, however they got home, they got home. You don't know how they got home. Okay? That's just the reality of the world. Okay? So we can all sit here and go, oh my God, look at that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And yes, everybody should. Somebody should have gone and done it. But it's irrelevant.
We love these boys like our own. And it's just as hard on them as it is on us.
And right now, we really are focusing on
bringing Riley home.
His last point.
He's my best friend. He's everything.
Is that it?
I have a quick question. Can you tell me how many people are a part of your group who are actually searching, and are there different times that you're searching?
So we are an all-volunteer
Hey,
organization.
can somebody remove that
so
NyQuil
people who
idiot?
work with us, volunteer with us, have jobs, have families. And so there's, at any given time, that number is going to fluctuate. Sometimes it might be 2 people, and sometimes it might be 200 people. At this point,
I'll do it.
I am the only boots on the ground for the United Cajun Navy, and that is going to change here very shortly. We're going to get as many people who are associated with our organization involved in this search. The ground search is what I'm referring to. We have a couple representatives from MMPD who'd like to speak with you, but before they do, there's one thing I do want to say, and if I hurt somebody's feelings out there, oh well. I'm a retired Pennsylvania State Trooper. There has been a lot of chatter on social media about the police are or are not handling this investigation properly. They should have done this. They should have done that. If you're not a trained police officer, your speculation is just that.
Amen.
Just speculation. I've been in constant contact with Detective Chandler, and I know that they have been making every effort that they can to bring this investigation, this search to a close. So please, you folks out there on social media, think real hard about what you're going to post before you post it. And that goes as well for posts about the family and about this investigation.
Hey, thanks, Jimmy.
The family
PayPal
doesn't really
there.
need to see posts on social media that say, well, maybe there's a serial killer out there and that's where he chunked him in the water. That's not cool. Anybody got a question for me? Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a plan of attack as far as going through these ground searches, water searches, any strategy there that you can elaborate on?
Give me the first part of that again. I missed it.
Do you have a plan of attack on how you're planning to search for the ground crews?
And this is I think ABC2 in the area on Facebook.
Yes, ma'am. Well, like I said, we have 2 boats coming, and that's going to be obviously our water search.
So here's the thing: if you come in here and you start talking about Illuminati or the cops are involved or psyops, I'm just going to remove you permanently on one. There isn't a second strike or a third or anything like that. That just means you're a dumb person, and I really just want people in here that can think with their brains. Okay, thanks.
Terrain presents a very, very difficult challenge for a ground search. I'm sure y'all have seen on TV that, when there's a field or a wooded area that you have a line of people 2-3 feet apart, everybody just walking through. This is not going to be that. Also, the terrain is going to be very difficult to use any sort of tracking dog. Again, just because it's going to be very difficult to walk. So my goal, and part of the reason that I came down here early today, is so I could get my eyes on the terrain. I hadn't seen it yet.
I don't give a damn where you were, Donor.
And formulate a plan for that.
No, I don't give a shit.
The plan right now is very loose and informal. We want all the volunteers to meet up with me before we go out, and probably about...
What are you talking about, Donor Ketty? I have no idea what you're saying there. I was on court TV. So weird. LOL. Okay, mate. What? Who are you? I've never even seen you in my life.
The only way that we're really going to effectively be able to do this is put people in 2s and 3s, potentially 4s. We are working on getting some supplies, ropes, etc., that are going to enable these people to safely traverse this terrain. If there's anybody out there who would like to contribute to that effort, please feel free to go on our website, thank you, which is UnitedCajunNavy.org.
Maybe mentally impaired.
And
You're right.
there's a donate button. You can feel free to donate there. But that's my next step, is to get the supplies and the equipment that's needed to be able to conduct this search safely.
All right, we're not even halfway there, you guys. So if we get to 500 in super chats, I'll send in $1,000 to the Cajun Navy. All right, so you've heard me say this, so let's get moving here. It should be very simple with 616 people. If you send in 75 cents each, we can do it.
And that's, as far as the plan goes, that's all we have right now. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, do you plan on staying towards the river in your future searches or other downtown areas? And if you give me a list of supplies, I'll get working on getting them.
Okay, yeah, yes and yes to your questions. At this point, we're going to focus on the Riverbank area and the water, because that appears to be the last place where Riley was seen. We have the last video footage that we have of him, I believe, is from this camera. Is that right? From this camera on this building here, and video footage from surveillance cameras all around the area do not indicate that he ever came up this way or up the steps by the courthouse or anything of that nature there. The last video is of him going underneath this bridge right here, and that's pretty much
Darla's been removed.
it. Now, that doesn't mean that we won't do some canvassing of the homeless encampments and the downtown area where there may be other homeless people, simply to see if we can pull out any other information. Speaking of which, if there is anybody out there,
yeah, I think we don't need to be. I mean, people can say whatever the hell they want about. Oh, I don't like law. You know, you don't think they did very good or whatever like that. But I'm not going to talk about it with you. You can go on your little soapbox and do all your soliloquy typing, but I'm not interested. You know, let's just figure out where he is.
That has any information about this, please step forward and get in touch with me. You can reach out to me on our Facebook page, which is simply United Cajun Navy on Facebook.
Decker, Trash.
If
April
you
Rain,
are
Pancakes. We're halfway now. We got the halfway.
About the nature of your information, come and get hold of me anyway. All right. Our main goal here is to bring Riley home.
Is there like an email that potential volunteers for this help, or should they just message you on Facebook? Or
yes, you can message us on Facebook, and our email address is info@UnitedCajunNavy.org, and that's United.
That's funny. I remember when they absolutely just started. It was that, you know, during Katrina. That's what he was saying. I remember the whole thing. Those guys were driving around in their, I'm not sure what you call those boats with the fan in the back, going around, and they were rescuing people left and right. And then they became an organization. I mean, what a cool thing that is.
United Cajun is CAJUNNAVY, UnitedCajunNavy.org. Anybody else? Gentlemen?
See, look at this, like this guy.
I'm Detective Anthony Chandler.
What a cool
Sergeant
cop.
Bob Nilsson. We're with the Homicide Cold Case Unit from Metro Nashville Police, and we've been heading up the investigation into Riley's disappearance. As Mr. Flagg said, we've been in contact with him since the very beginning, coordinating what we could as far as with the family's active participation in locating Riley. That has been, and to this day remains, the top priority. There has not been any evidence that has come forward to change this to an ongoing criminal investigation at this time. Regardless of what else has been put out there, there are several leads that we are following up with on a constant basis, and an influx of information is coming forward at all times. We are going through every single piece of that information, but the priority remains locating Riley.
As he said, I'm Sergeant Nielsen. I gave a briefing to our chain of command all the way up to Chief Drake yesterday. They're well aware of where we are with the investigation at this point, as well as the resources. We do have our boat going back in the water this afternoon, along with members of the Urban Search and Rescue team that will be combing the area, researching the area. It's been mentioned already today, and it's also been asked, you know, things like, why was that card found and why didn't we find it? As Mr. Flagg pointed out, there's a lot of variables in these investigations, and if you've not been skilled or trained or experienced in these investigations, you don't understand a lot of these things. As Don Aaron put out the other day, when we start a missing person investigation, we're looking for a person. We're looking for a body. We're not looking for small pieces of evidence. Can we miss some things? Sure. But our primary goal is to find Mr.
Thanks, Kimberly and Jimmy on PayPal.
Strain and bring him home safely. Think of it like a large crime scene. A lot of times you have to deal with the victims first before you can go back and start looking for those precise pieces of evidence. Okay, that's kind of our focus here. We're looking for Mr. Strain, then we go back and look again. And because these two ladies over here were kind enough to volunteer their time and helped us by finding that, now we can do a more refined search with our Urban Search and Rescue, which is what they're going to be doing this afternoon. And as Mr. Flagg said, with a lot of volunteers, if you're coming down to volunteer, understand it is very treacherous terrain. That's why we're using Urban Search and Rescue and not just anyone on the street, because our people are trained, they're equipped, they have everything that they need to conduct these searches. You won't even see a patrol officer go to some of these areas that are more treacherous. Why? Because they don't have the rappelling equipment and things of that nature. So we're utilizing all the resources we can. We've also going to be reaching out to Office of Emergency Management. They've been helping us quite a bit. Over the weekend, they've been back out with a boat, divers, cadaver dogs. They run sonar. Our boat has sonar. It's the same stuff. People have asked about TBI. It's the same resources they have. So there's not been a need for us to get additional assistance from these other agencies. However, like Mr. Flagg, Cajun Navy, they have that experience. They want to volunteer their time. They've been very gracious in talking with us, saying they're going to help us out. Not a problem at all. But again, if you have a structured organization like United Cajun Navy, you have the safety protocols in place, you have the equipment and the resources to utilize to conduct that search, as well as to make certain everybody's safe doing that. We're going to continue to search. We're still filtering all the Crime Stoppers tips, as Detective Chandler said. I cannot stress enough the volume of information we've gotten. We've had people get frustrated with us because they'll call us, say, on a Monday, and they don't know why we haven't gotten back to them on Monday. And I've had to explain to them, we have to weigh every piece of evidence we get, or information rather, even.
Yeah, I mean, we often give a ton of money to Texas Equisearch. We'll probably get some, at the end of the month as well. But it'd be great if they were there too. They're the ones that found a child's body recently in another case. I forgot her name. It was like a month or two ago. But anyways, thank you guys. We're just crossed 308. So when we get to 500, then I'll donate $1,000 to the United Cajun Navy. Right. So thanks everybody recently: Sally, Michelle H, Detective Wisdom, Robin, Darla, Osiris, Heather N, Sour Girl, Debbie, then Southern Chick in January, and there's Katie Baby right there. And then also on, just a second, we'll get back to this in a second. And then, let's see, we had Jimmy, Kimberly, Monica, and Ginger on PayPal. All right, cool.
We can't just jump to the top because, quite honestly, there's a lot of tips that we're getting that are not tips. They mean well, but they're not tips. So we have to prioritize what's actually providing information. And some of the other things I have my detectives doing today is re-canvassing the area for video. And while we don't think Riley may have been in any of these homeless camps away from this area, those are areas that we're going to be working on this afternoon ourselves.
I thought a car was going to fly through my window.
We've had questions about some of the behind-the-scenes things we're doing, search warrants, that kind of thing. Please understand it's an open investigation. We cannot share that information with the public because it's an open investigation. It can, if it were to turn into a criminal investigation, well, obviously now we're negatively impacting that situation. So please understand, if you call us and you're asking us questions, there may be some things we cannot answer, and it's to maintain the integrity of the investigation, as well as any potential evidence should there be a criminal component to it. I would also ask, as Mr. Flagg and everybody has, if you have questions for the family, you want to help the family, that's great, but please also respect their privacy. These kinds of incidents that happen, sometimes people with the best of intentions don't know the best way to approach people, and it can cause more stress for the family, so please be mindful of that.
I don't think. One of the other things I wanted to make sure everybody understood, all the businesses and everybody we have asked for assistance as far as video or any other information, we have had absolute cooperation from everybody involved. There has never been a time to where anyone has had any issue in giving us any other information. To go along with what Mr. Flagg said, I know earlier I said this is not a criminal investigation this time. Should we uncover something that would change that, it's important that we go through one centralized source to where we know we can then change the manner in which we're searching and can start to conduct that in the proper manner. So if you do want to volunteer, we welcome all eyes to come help try to find Riley. But if we stumble across something to where we need to change the direction of the investigation, it is important that it's through one coordinated source and they're able to get with the information back to us so we can adjust accordingly.
I think the only thing I would like to add before we open up the questions is one of the concerns people have called in multiple times about is that he was, Riley was being chased, he was being followed. We have seen no evidence of that. We've been through the video multiple times, and that is the reason why we...
Yeah, so they have the clearest video. They can't see anything. And, they have the body camera footage. It's weird, though. It's like Riley, he seems to disappear pretty quick, but the guy does turn around. The officer has turned around for 30 seconds or so, so he's already underneath the bridge at that point. Riley would be. So he's already way up there. You know, he has those long strides, so he walks pretty quick. You know, people think, oh, he jumped in the bushes really quick. You don't think the officer might have just noticed that some guy that he just talked to, and he's only 25, 30 feet away, jumped into the bushes? Don't think so.
Release that body camera footage because that officer had an interaction with him, and we've talked to other people that have indicated to us there was no injuries on Mr. Strain when they observed him, and there was no indication that he was running from anything or he was in fear. There's been a lot of misconceptions, a lot of misinformation out there, and we're putting out everything we can to dispel all of those misconceptions. We're happy to answer those questions, but again, people are taking what has already been put out, what the media's put out, and then putting their spin on it, calling back with Crime Stoppers tips that are not actually tips. They're their theory on what happened. We love people calling in and helping us, but we need actionable leads that we can follow up on. So please understand, too, when you don't see us, like my detectives out in the field constantly, it's because we're trying to prioritize those tips that we're getting to find what's actually useful information that we can follow up on, because sometimes we get tips that we can't follow up on. It's just a statement somebody's making. So,
I have to say that the questions sucked. Okay, if I was there, I would have asked all the ones that you guys wanted to be asked. Hey, is there any truth to the homeless guy that was sitting down below and he yells up above and he saw somebody? Is there any truth to that? How about the shirt? Was there anybody that had a shirt of his? Were you able to determine that? You know, the things that people that are on social media that are trying to put things together, that if they knew the answer to that, could clear that out. But I think you can read through between the lines that none of that stuff is anything.
With that, you have a question, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
That's what they want you to believe, Gray.
Part being discovered, separated from wherever Riley is, and potentially separated from his wallet. Some would say that could potentially go either way. Sure, maybe it just fell out and he didn't even realize, or maybe it was forcefully removed. So how do you decide which it is and which side?
The cameraman was getting nuts over
whether
here.
Missing person versus criminal. Because a lot of folks would say, well, that could certainly indicate, or lay people would say, that could certainly indicate criminal activity.
Once we recovered the card, it was secured and processed
put a
properly to where it
face
could be
smoother
examined as far as going into a criminal matter at a later time if it's so needed.
How does the United Cajun Navy fit into MNPD's command structure?
We pretty much allow our people with the emergency contingency section and USAR to coordinate with them because, you know, we do cold case investigations. We don't handle that part. So our job is typically to get them in touch with them and let them coordinate between the two because they have the knowledge and expertise and they know how to communicate with one another and schedule with each other what they're going to do, how they're going to do it. It would be kind of a moot point for us to step in the middle of that other than to act as a liaison to get them in contact with one another.
You said get them in touch with them.
With one part of our department that handles like the urban search and rescue and the boat searches and everything, we get that unit in contact with Mr. Flag.
So they're coordinating their efforts.
That's what we plan on because our resources are coming back out this afternoon, and that's kind of our goal is with Mr. Flag here today is get him in touch with the supervisors over in that unit so they can make that coordination.
And then at what point would your office decide to no longer continue the investigation?
Until we have no other actionable leads. But because we work cold case, we continue working it until we just have nothing. And as new information comes in, we continue to pick it right back up and go right back to it. This is not going away. This is not going away anytime soon. And I have detectives that work cold case homicides that are decades old, and we continue to work on those. In fact, one of my detectives has been able to close 2 of them last year. So I say that to say this isn't going away. We keep going until we have absolutely nothing, no new tips, no traces of anything to follow up on. But until that happens, we're still going to be out here doing everything.
How would you describe the actionable leads in front of MNPD right now?
In what regard?
You said we're going to keep going until we have no action.
Meaning if somebody calls in with a theory, okay, that's one thing. But unless they're giving us information like a name, a location where they saw a suspicious person, thought they saw a piece of an item that belonged to Riley, that doesn't help us. So we have to filter through to look for the things they're saying. Hey, around this time I saw John Doe at this location. He might have been wearing a similar shirt, or maybe he was talking to Riley. That's actionable. That's something we can follow up on. We can look for video cameras in the area. But when they just say, I just saw a homeless guy in the area.
All right, guys, I got to do our little drive again. We just lulled out. We're at 382.83. We get the 500, and I'll send in $1,000 to the Cajun Navy who's doing the search out here. Okay?
That doesn't help us because that's nothing we can follow up on. Does that help?
So enough of those actionable leads are still coming in right
Yes, sir.
now?
Yes. Yes, sir. And actually, that's why we were late coming up here, is because we've been following up on more of those.
When we last heard from you guys on Thursday, you were still waiting on cell phone and Apple Watch data. Have you received all of that at this point? And if you have, what have you been able to find from it?
At this point right now, what we have originally from Apple is what we're working off of, and all of the location data is what we've already released. So at this point in time, that's the same information we're going to be working off of.
I have a simple question. On the video that I saw, a lot of people were around, and they could have done something to help this young man. And maybe we should push the Nashville, but if you see that happen, don't be afraid to help somebody. I mean, literally, on that video, I saw a lot of people that saw how drunk I
I might have to wait later in the show, but maybe we can get there by later.
Somebody could have said, hey, man, some help, are you okay? Especially once you see somebody following.
You're 100% correct. Yeah. And unfortunately, that is the state of our society.
I know, everybody's
today.
scared to help somebody.
And I agree with you 100%. Nashville population, if you see something, say something.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest takeaway from this case, if you're going to, outside of the investigation, is just how, lackadaisical or whatever you want to call it, like just the people were when there's this guy completely intoxicated, and he's not some street person that does it every single day. This is some kid walking around, and not a soul did a damn thing. Nobody went, hey, are you okay, can I help you out? Especially when he face planted and about 4 cars drove by. They probably went, wow, do you see that guy? That's awesome. Hey, what game's on TV tonight? That one with the
To do something.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Because I watched that and I'm like, nobody did anything to say, hey man, this guy shouldn't be out walking around like this.
Right.
So,
any other questions?
God bless you guys.
I'm going to include PayPal as it'll help cover the 30% part, but I'm still doubling whatever we get in the super chats up here. It'll be the I'm trying to get to that goal. That'll be the time when I send it in. All right. I always use that because it's on the screen. I don't really have maybe I'll have to figure out how to calculate it.
You can say your name and spell it one more time and your title.
I'm Detective Anthony Chandler, Chandler.
I'm Sergeant Robert Nielsen, Nielsen. Metro National Police Department, cold case.
Wise child.
You had a question, sir?
Could you all just go over again what it is that you say that there's no sign of foul play in this criminal investigation at this time? Is it a lack of evidence to the contrary?
We're about 400 right now.
Well, right now it's a lack of any evidence of a crime being committed. A lot of people have come up to us with various items claiming that it's indicative of it. And please understand, as a supervisor, I've been working homicides for 10 years. He's been working them for a long time as a detective. And we're skilled in criminal investigations. What, evidence can be, different possibilities, whether physical evidence, whether it's digital evidence or whatever. And if we don't have anything like we don't at this point, that indicates that there's any indication.
Yeah, so if we do PayPal on the side, we definitely, I think we got to the 500. But the thing was, for the challenge for you guys, was on the screen, And we're already over 400, so after this interview's over, I'll send in the 1,000 to the the United Cajun Navy.
Of foul play, then
send me an email with the 911 call, Beverly.
If we go down that rabbit hole, then we're wasting resources and time from possibly looking for him, because now we're looking for evidence of a crime. And while we're open to the possibility it could be a crime, obviously there's always that possibility, right? But we haven't seen anything. And just because his bank card was found there, just because somebody heard something, until we have more to shore that up, we can't say that a crime occurred. So as soon as we have anything, if it exists, that indicates a crime occurred, assault or whatever the case may be, we immediately follow up on that. but we have to have evidence or probable cause, and a lot of people don't understand what probable cause is, but we have to have probable cause of crime that even occurred. So that's why it's easy to jump to those conclusions, but that's where we have to tell people, this is why we don't do things at an accelerated rate. We have to do things methodically, like Mr. Flagg and his team, they do methodical searches, right? Our urban search and rescue, they do methodical searches, because if we just jump to conclusions every single time.
It is better. It is better. Yeah, we're. I'm going to donate the $1,000 to Cajun Navy after this is over, because I got the PayPal and then combine it with super chats. But it'd be nice to get the super chats up to 500, because they do take 30%. So, you know, it's really more like 700 coming directly from me.
We could actually miss more evidence, whether there was a crime or not. It's still evidence of where he'd been or what happened to him. If we're just running all over the place going, oh, what crime happened? But now we're not looking over here anymore. Does that make sense? Does that help?
So thank you guys, and thanks Shane Jello. Riptide Crime.
Not that I'm aware.
In which regard?
As far as physical evidence, is that the only?
No, outside the debit card, that's the only physical evidence we have right now.
Oh, and somebody did find a phone, but I just want to put out there, it is not a phone that he had. He had an Apple phone. This was a Google Android phone. So I know that that's been a question that's come up as well. I just want to go ahead and clarify that.
Sorry, you said someone found a phone.
Yes, ma'am. They found it in the vicinity. They brought it to us immediately while we were out there Sunday. We did collect it just because we don't know who it belongs to. Don't know if it is in relation to this case. But right now, it's not his phone. We know that because we know he had an Apple phone, Apple Watch. This was an Android device.
They were all on Broadway.
Given that there are so many search areas now, search regions that are now just committing in this effort, are you how positive are you that Riley is still?
Well, we're not, but we're searching everywhere. Last Friday, we got a call that they thought they saw him up towards the Titans practice field somewhere, and we went out there and looked. So we're not just limited to here, but when we have somebody go missing, you have to start with the last place they were seen. You can't be that you know for a fact that they were seen. You can't just go, well, I thought I saw him over here, because a lot of people think that the video cameras everywhere catches everything, and they don't. We have people claiming there's video across the river, but some of them don't reach this riverbank. So if we start searching over there, but we don't know he was over there, but we know he was on this side of the river, this is going to do us more good, because that's going to allow the people that are trained in doing searches to have a starting point and have more tangible things to look at, as opposed to just going around and speculating which areas he could be. Obviously, if we have something that leads us further down, we will. But right now, that's why the areas that they're focusing on is this immediate area, because we know for a fact that was his last known point of contact with anyone.
We know Riley was asked to leave the bar around 9:35. We've seen the subsequent videos, but can you give us a timeline of where he was at on Broadway or other places in the city prior to the Brian's bar?
Prior to that is he was here with his friends enjoying a night on Broadway. Our focus begins when he leaves from that location, and then he starts going.
That's what I keep telling you guys. The same thing.
To Church Street, and
doesn't matter what he was doing.
Gay Street corridor
before.
Right below us, because that's where he went missing.
But there was a big question of whether or not he was overserved on Broadway when Brian's bar came out and said he had one drink. Were there other bars that he was at that you guys were looking into on whether or not he was overserved?
We're pulling video surveillance from every location that we're aware that he was at. As far as this time right now, like I said, our focus is on locating Riley. Anything subsequent from that will be followed up once we've concluded that part.
And unfortunately, we're going to have to kind of end it there for us. We have some follow-ups we have to do right now, but our PIO office will definitely be putting out more information as we get it. The family, we've been in contact with them and updating them as soon as we can. So appreciate your time. And if you have any other questions in the meantime for our department, please focus them to our PIO for today. Thank you. Thank you. No problem. Thank you, Mr. Flagg. Yes, sir.
Well, you know, you guys are freaking awesome. I mean, during just the press conference, in the first 56 minutes, we got 451 here, and then PayPal's. So we did it. All right. So, but if you guys want to help support the channel, anyways, because we give out funds throughout the month, and at the end of the month, especially on months like this that were pretty good with various different cases and videos that I put out with good ad revenue on them. So it makes a difference. All right, so let's. I guess we can just go straight there. Where is this? The United. All right, just not the United Cajun Navy. And there it is, United Cajun Navy. There it is, UnitedCajunNavy.org. That's just exactly what he said. Donate. And here we go. That's what we do over here, everybody. This is one of the rare YouTube channels that actually make a difference. And it's all because of you guys. You know, I do the shows, and you guys support the channel, and then that's when we start kicking some ass. All right. So, anyways, let's do it. 1000. Boom. One time. All right. I gotta fill out this crap over here. So, I mean, you guys all know my name. All right. But all right. Gotta put addresses in. Sometimes when I type, I say the words, and I was thinking, man, am I going to say everything? Oops. Okay. Gotta type all this crap in over here. Sorry, guys. But, you know, how about I'll play some of that? I could play that part of that again. Forget it. You guys can just hang out, all right? I'm just gonna get this filled out. Got a lot of stuff I have to type in. Getting there, almost there. Billing, if it's different, okay, same as above. Next. And we're just, there's nowhere to put like, for, you know, honor of or whatever, you know. So I'm just sending it in. So here we go, I'm gonna hit the button. Boom. There we go. And here's the on-screen thing that popped up. It has 11/27, $1,000, or not 11, 03 expiration date was that. But anyways, right here it's the $1,000 right there, United Cajun Navy. All right, so they'll probably send me an email here in a second. Let's see if that comes in. I don't know how long they take to do it. Oh, something already came in from them. And there it is. Look at that. United Cajun Navy. There it is. Donation. So I didn't see this part here. But anyways, we all know that we sent it in for them. At $1,000 one-time donation. Boom. All right, there you go. Can I get a boom? Hey, thanks, Lisa Mounts. I will help them. Help my parents get out of our home that was flooded during Harvey and their 4 Yorkies. Oh, how cool is that? How cool is that? All right, and thank you to the PayPal freaks. Let's see, we had thanks to Jimmy. I won't say the full name, but Kimberly, Monica, Ginger, Sandy Shirley, she's in here, and also an old friend, and then Jameen, thank you. I guess it says Witness Project. Don't know who that is, but and then Leslie and Simplify, who said, I lost my son to a tragic accident. I know Riley's mom's pain. And man, isn't that true? I remember I told you the story. I lost my brother, but you know, I watched my mom have to deal with that. And I was the one that told her when she got to the hospital finally after driving 110 miles with my dad. I was the one that told her. And it's just like, I don't even know. It's hard to, I try to like put all that crap out of my mind. That was like one of the worst, well, the worst moment I've ever had. You know, it kind of makes you, you know, like you can handle other stuff easier because of that. Which I don't know if that's good or, you know what I mean? But anyways, hey, thanks everybody. We did it. I think that's pretty awesome, you guys. Now we've given them $1,400 this month. And that should go a long ways to helping out. I mean, it's a lot of gas. It's a lot of, you know, it's a couple nights in a hotel or whatever the hell it is, you know, but it's awesome. Yeah, see, that's why I always feel so awesome about this channel is that you guys, you know, always supporting, you know, and then at the end of the month, we usually do stuff, and then during the month we can do things, and, you know, it's just awesome. So, you guys are amazing. And notice how people left. Oh, okay, I don't want to be part of that. Tell me about the murder, Greg. No, hey, I think he was murdered. No, he get... All right, well, you just... yeah, we'll talk about the case for a little bit, but, you know, other things are important too. So we got the 486.94. Pretty good, pretty good. God, it got so hot in here. It's weird. You know, I turn on my air conditioning and about 1 minute later it's cold in here. And I turn it off and then it gets like 80. Oh, sorry to hear that, Mr. Monk. I like that show, by the way. I like Monk. I mean, who would think that Monk would be a good show, but it was. Yep, that's true. So let's get to some stuff. So I got a bunch of different images now. And it just kind of totally changes your perspective of the area. I thought there was a lot more bank and area for them to, for him to roll, you know, be stopped before going into the water. Now, where the hell did I, just a second. I'm trying to, well, late in the show last night, I showed you some images, so we'll look at those again, and then there was a video that a drone took out, which is very disappointing how blurry the drone footage is, but you can make stuff out. So we'll show some of those ones from yesterday. So look at, that's totally different than I was thinking. Like if you fell off whatever this wall is here, you go boom and right into the water, right? And that is the pylon holding the second bridge. Yeah, so that's right here. And look how cool I found that other circle that we had. So this is what we came up with. We first had this one and then started narrowing everything down, and then I had this one, and then I eventually put this one, and I think the credit card was found right inside of that one. So anyway, the wall that we're looking at is, I think it's right underneath here holding up this bridge. And look at that. I mean, you fall down there, boom. And there's the tent. This is that same wall, I think, and it's just sort of a... It's strange, because now it looks like... let's see, man. Is that something we can prove by looking at pictures? Let me look at that one. And where was that other one? That first one. Let's take a look at something. I don't know. I don't know where this wall is here, what this is. This might be... I don't know. I would think it would be right here, but it looks a little different. Maybe it's to the right a little bit. Slightly off to the right. Although that kind of looks like that. Is that one maybe? No, because there's a bigger... And those rocks, I was kind of looking to see if I could see that same triangle rock. I see something there, but it doesn't look quite blue like that one does. Yeah, probably just off to the right. Yeah, and there's that tent area down there. And that might be that wall a little bit further to the right, perhaps. And yeah, see, then there's a wall there too. So there's something that comes back underneath there, but if he fell off of this, I think he can get right into the water. See, that angle makes it look like there's much more land, but it's almost straight down from there. It's just an optical illusion. You'll see here in a minute. Look at that one. That gives you an example right here. Look at, that's the water. So you just fall here and you just tumble, boom, right in the water. So I have a totally different perspective now on this. It's different than we were thinking. And look at, here's the perfect way to look at it. You don't think if you fell off of whatever that wall is there, you'd just go tumbling right into the water? Man, I think it's just really obvious at this point. Yeah, that's all right underneath there. Now let's go to some drone footage that was shot out there. It's really not clear for some reason. That's the other side of the river, so it's not really relevant. Now it's turning around and look at the... I mean, this is today. And it might have rained, so maybe it's higher than it was, but the day that this happened, I think, what was it, 26th? He was, the water was 4 feet higher than it was when we, like those images that we just looked at, was 4 feet higher than that. So that's probably, okay, so this is the second bridge, I think. Yeah, okay, so here we go. There's the blue tent, and so right under here is pretty much where they found the credit card. Now, I don't know why the drone guy didn't go down low and pan to the right. You know, I just, God, like I said, I wish I could just be at these places with my drone, my 360-degree camera. I mean, what good does that do right there? Just... Now these are interesting because this is the, let me just show you from this perspective right here. So remember the police car from last night? The police car was, I think, right here. And look how close it is to that bridge. That's why Riley could just go ding, 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 ding. He was underneath the bridge and he's walking away already. Thank you, Kimberly Gabaldon. See that? I mean, you can see that there's that little part that comes out that we were talking about in the surveillance footage, and then there's 3 parking spots, and then it's probably right here, and then all Riley had to do was walk that little bit of distance to go underneath that bridge. Yeah, it looks closer for some reason on video. So even right here, look at, we can see everything. So right over here, can you see my mouse moving around over here? That's where he fell over, right below this building and to the right. He fell over, then he walked this direction like this, went across the crosswalk, came around, and walked like this. You know, people don't ask cops for help. I don't think there's been one drunk college kid that's ever said, "Hey, cop, can you help me?" You know, everyone thinks they can. Yeah, anyway, so there you go. Look at right there. He fell over right here. Can you guys see that mouse right there? And then he walked this direction, crosswalk, and then made his way around there. Oh, you missed it? Let me see if I can. Let's see. Mouse pointer style. Or let's see if that works. Pointers. Mouse pointer style? Is that the one? Oh yeah, there we go. Here we go. Oh. Oh wait, it doesn't work. Oh yeah, it doesn't work in. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Is that big enough for you guys? Holy crap. Can I even... Oh, I can still use it a little bit. Yeah, so right over here he fell over. And he walked like this. And then around... right there. That's huge. That's like a massive... and then it pans. Come on, keep panning. Yeah. All right, so there. That's right there. That's the crosswalk he walked over, just like that. Came around. And let's see. How long do I record this for? Okay. So this is great. This is awesome right here. This is exactly where he walked, right along this. And right here is 1, 2. The pickup truck that was smashed in was right there. Riley was walking right here in that video. So just kind of now just watch it from there. Watch. Right there. And then there's the bridge. So he was like probably past that bridge by the time the officer turned around. That makes sense? I gotta make that small again. It's driving me crazy. Maybe that's, I guess that's kind of small, but alright, so that was a drone shot that somebody sent me today. But other than that, man, I don't really know what to do now. You know, I think we just let the Cajun Navy and the rest of them search around. I think we've seen all the video that we're going to get to see. There might be something else. I still think it is, you know, a little bit suspicious that somebody's running at 9:54 and then stops and slows down and walks, as I stated in the video that I made. I still think that's weird. I mean, the timing is weird. It's just, you know, what are the odds that somebody was running away right at that moment, right after, like almost as if, and it even makes more sense now that we can back it up and it's 9:51 and some odd seconds when he walks by the cop, the police officer, and then he goes underneath the bridge, and like 2 minutes later, there's somebody running away. So that's better for that. No, I don't know. I don't know if he would have heard something. You got traffic, cars driving over the bridge, the water. He's focused in on something else. They probably hear shouting and stuff all the damn time out there. You know, people going, ah, woo, you know. It just might not mean anything. Yeah. But I mean, it's weird that people think, oh, somehow the cops are involved because he didn't hear something. So, hey. That stuff's crazy to me. I mean, you guys need to check yourself into a mental facility at that point. Gray, that's not nice. I heard of this one case with it. Okay, well, you go ahead and watch that one, because I'm going to go. Well, anything, you guys? Well, we made it to 490. We almost got to the 500 on this stream, the actual super chats. And thank you all for the PayPals and everything. Kind of took the sting off of the 30% portion that gets taken off of the YouTube. Pretty much, you guys covered that. So it was 500 you guys put in real dollars and 1,000 out. What do you think of that? Let's see. Thank you, Plato. I didn't see it. I don't think anybody has 10 anymore burning a hole in their pocket. The card could have come from the... No, it couldn't have. He wasn't on the bridge. Let me guess. You're thinking he was right here, and then after he ran underneath here, he went up here over the bridge, and he walked this direction, and then while he's walking across, he fell off into the water. I guess I can't say that's impossible. But I see what you're saying. I know exactly what you're trying to get to. That after talking to the police officer, he went over like this, and then up these stairs, got onto the highway here, walked along, and because he's tall and thin, he was up here, and then he just fell off the bridge into the water. And somehow his card made it over there. So, I mean, maybe did it early, like he fell in from over there, but I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, he'd have to fall off basically the second he gets up there, and he's, right here, and he falls off there. Is that impossible? I guess not. But maybe they have cameras that could see that if that was true. You'd think they'd have cameras on the bridge. Thanks, Regina Heath. Somebody found it burning a hole. I'll read all the super chats later. And Ginger said, trying to help. Thank you, Sir Gray. Never stop being gray. Now, it's hard to stop being gray. Since that's my name. Oh, and hey, thanks, KK. So, does anybody have any thoughts or anything? I mean, maybe we could do some, like 40 minutes of phone calls if you guys want to. I don't really know where to go from here now, though. There's no new information coming out. It seems they are saying that they can't find him ever again after passing there. And they don't see any indications of foul play. That means the stories we heard about the shirt is totally bogus. Also, it sounds like the story of the guy going, I heard like a ruckus up there, and I looked up and I said, hey, what's going on? And the guy goes, oh, he's just drunk. I don't know if that's true either. I mean, maybe they couldn't verify that being true. He says it, though. I mean, the homeless guy himself is the one that's saying it. But then why would he make something up? It's not like, all of a sudden, do they want people hanging out around their homeless encampment? No, wait, wrong. Yeah, that was right. There we go. Call in. Give me some ideas. What do you got? Thank you, Cheryl Maddox. And classical guitarist. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I remember I never knew what that meant at the beginning. I'd say, hey, thank you, CLSCL Grist. Thank you, Grist. And she said, "It's classical guitarist, you idiot." Yeah. Oh, do you guys want to see some entertaining stuff, I guess, before we get to the... Remember the caller that called in the other night? Good old Snake. Oh, wait, I guess I got to take this. Hello, you're on.
Hey, it's Austin from Central Florida.
Hey, what's
called
going
in a few weeks ago. I think it was about the Madeline Soto case, but I'm not sure if you heard this or not, but on Nancy Grace's channel, she had that, like, the spokesperson on for, like, the family, and he mentioned that they actually have a couple people that have, like, infiltrated the homeless camps that have, like, a burner cell phone, and I guess they're just kind of acting like they're homeless and, you know, living there for a few days and trying to find out information.
Well, if that's true, why would you put?
Interesting.
Well, if that's true, why would you put that on a national show so that the homeless people?
I don't.
That sounds ridiculous to me. Yeah.
I mean, that's a great idea, though, if that's true.
Well, it's a great idea, but it's ludicrous to go on a show and tell everybody that you're there. So I mean, it almost doesn't even seem true at that point. I mean, it's that stupid, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the homeless people, like, if anybody did anything, it's got to be somebody that was over there in that encampment. Because how could he fall in the water and nobody know anything about it? You know, I think there's something to that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things that still make you just go, wow, that's kind of weird. You know? It just doesn't, a lot of stuff doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Just makes you scratch your head, but I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to call in and tell you about that, and like you said, I think it's really sweet how that homicide detective gave her those prolonged hugs and
no, it's awesome
to the mom.
That's how it should be. See, that's how it should be in cases. Like, I don't feel like it was anything like that at all in let's see. I can't remember. I'll remember in a minute. But like these police officers should be really helpful, and you know, the detectives really working with the families and really trying to make them feel like they're part of something and they really care. Because I think that guy actually does care. You know, that's the thing. That guy.
He gives a damn.
Yeah, it seems like he gave, you know, like he really cares. I mean, you know, usually the people that don't care, they give that little hug and they just sort of fade away, and like really quick, like, hey, thing, you know, just one of those quick little, you know. But he sat there for a minute. You know.
Sounds like they have a lot of leads. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Like you said, they had to leave that press conference because they had to go chase down some more leads. So
well, there's not leads. They're just, if somebody calls in and goes, hey, I saw somebody that looks like so-and-so. Oh, yeah, that's a lead. Yeah, the one I was talking about was, oh, God, I just had it in my head. And then that little comment I just made threw it out of my face. It was, let's see. Mercedes Vega. You know, I don't know if when I've done that case, the girl that got, she was 22 years old, killed by some people abducted her out of her apartment complex, took her in her car, and then burned her alive, poured bleach down her throat, and shot her and beat her head. I mean, it was like you couldn't imagine something worse, and the police just seem to not really work with the family, don't even talk to them. It just, you know, it's kind of it sucks.
Are you going to do more on that case? I mean, I haven't really heard anything else about that.
I just did one like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, you had her friend down there and was staying there and like supporting their family.
Yeah, so I'll check in and see what's going on. But apparently the FBI is working in that one. But all right.
But I mean, I hope hopefully some closure comes to that family of Riley Strain soon, and keep up the good work. And that's really awesome that you donated such a big portion of your, the donations to like the
my
Cajun
income
Navy.
to the
That's
channel.
really neat.
Yeah, I mean the freaks support the channel, and I donate large portions of it. Like I think it comes out to usually over like out of the gross income like 33% or 50% of the net revenue usually. So I think that's pretty good. I mean, is there other channels that all I can say is there's a lot of channels out there that get a lot of super chats and nothing goes to anything.
Right.
It's just sort of I thought, man, look at all the freaks supporting here. And I actively try to get super chats to come in, but it makes such a huge difference out there as well. We're almost sometime this year we'll be at $200,000 given away since January of 2020. You got to admit that's pretty crazy.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty crazy, right? Like I could have had bought an extra house or something with that. I'm an idiot. Yeah.
All right, man. But I'll let you go and continue watching the show, and hopefully there's some closure soon for the family.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
Have a good night. Thank you.
All right, I was going to show you guys this stuff. Where the hell is it? It's up here somewhere. Right there, is that it? Okay, it was the, remember Snay that was on here?
Because I do believe he's still being charged with.
Oh, I can't do that. No, that was the Kung Fu fighting one. You'll have to go look that one up yourself. It's this one right here. Oh, they took it down already. God, you bastards. Alright, whatever. Anyways, like he called in here. He's the guy that we argued and he got off the phone. Like, I don't agree with anybody going after family members or whatever, but when he got kicked out of court, man, he was just like all in some guy's face, and then they, outside, and then later on he was escorted down the street by, all the cops were behind him. And that, what's even weirder is the attorney that called in later. He was with Snay, like walking him with him, like, hey, okay. That the guy that called in, I don't know if it was just because he's on my show, the attorney, but I got him to sound a little bit more neutral-ish. But he's not like that in reality. Like if you're on his show and you're listening to him, he thinks that Rick Allen's being railroaded, and it's just all, he's being railroaded. It's crazy. Anyways, who's calling in next? Anybody? Yeah, I'm not a fan of either of those people, to be honest with you. But I will defend anybody who has somebody looking into their family members and contacting people outside of work or outside of the show. You don't go real life on people, okay? That's when it's so freaking stupid. I mean, I've actually had trolls. When I just sent money to the Cajun Navy or anybody, they'll send messages to them. But I always preempt them, and say, hey, just to let you know, there's these really sick bastards out there that contact you guys, and just let me know who they are. Make sure to send me the information back. So I have this whole pile, a folder filled with the trash whack jobs out there that exist on social media who, try to affect your real world. It's so stupid, Is anybody here? It seems so dead. It's just dead as a doornail. Like there's one comment every 30 seconds or so. Yeah, it was crazy. Yep, that's what they do. So sorry. Yeah, no, it's just it's one of those things. Like once you have a YouTube channel and you get the wrong person to not like you, they start spinning and really just trying to. It's just wild, man. I don't know, man. Why don't you get a life? You know, do something else. Make a difference somewhere. No, it's just weird. There's nothing they say when I look at it. I go, God, that's just not true. It's all right. Who's this? 9 something.
Money moves. Can you hear me, Gray?
Money moves. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, well, I was just sitting here watching your show, and this call's going to be a little different. It's just a verbal kudos. I've been watching you since, the Kanika case back in the day when you were trying to...
Kanika Jenkins? Wow.
Wow. You and... I'll just say straight. You taught him how to do...
What are you talking about? Well, your phone's kind of your phone's garbling a little bit. Can you put it closer?
Is it better now?
A little bit. You're talking about straight drop, that guy?
Yeah. I was just saying, look, I was trying to turn it down some. I'm sorry, I got the YouTube up. Is that good? Can you?
That's pretty good. Yeah, just turn down the YouTube itself and just use your phone.
Okay. Is that better?
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Okay.
Well, go ahead. You still there? I don't know what happened. I can't hear you anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry, but yeah, it was it just is a call, a thank you call for all that you've done. I know I type things in the chat or on the comment section that is like, I appreciate your strength and tenacity and all your stamina. And you do. You put forth 100%, if not more. And like you just said earlier, the money that you give to charities, you're just, in my eyes, you're a gracious giver and just a real asset to the true crime community. And that's just what I wanted to say. Just some verbal kudos. That's all.
Well, thanks. But, all the freaks are the actual gracious givers. I do the show. You guys are the givers. And then I'm able to, from my income, from my channel, because a lot, people are donating to help support the channel. And also they know that I give a large portion away at the same time. So it's kind of a cool, like symbiotic, I don't know what you call it. It's kind of just been neat to be able to, make sort of figure out if you can make an income on YouTube and then also be making a huge difference out there, And
that's right. That's right.
We've given over $80,000 to our DNA fund. I mean, that's pretty amazing for identifying Jane and John Does. That's like a couple nice cars right there, right?
Oh, well, sure. And then, I think, 168 or 180,000 that you were, able to donate, I believe since you said 2020, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's 100 hold on, let me get the number. It's, we're at 189. Well, actually, tonight we're at 190. I forgot to do that part. I'll have to update the goal right now.
Well, see, I mean, you could be like anyone else and keep it all. I mean, we've all been around the block enough to know that, yeah, I mean, people that do this have, a lot of people do it for a living. So, yeah, they do. But you, in turn, donate so much to charity when you could live off of that, like you said, or enough to buy another home.
Could have had my house paid off.
Well, seriously. Well, you got to pay for all those trees get cut down first. Because,
yeah.
I tuned in the one night when you had the tree that had fallen down. But
yeah, we're gonna cut down our massive tree in our yard this summer sometime, and I'm gonna see if my neighbors will allow me to, at the same time, take off about 4 or 5 of their massive branches that are still kind of low, think that'd make a big difference.
Yep. Well, you better might want to put some money back from all your YouTube earnings because at least around where I live, it's pretty daggone expensive to cut down our big trees like that. So maybe you'll know somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Well, I want to wrap it up. Gray, I just wanted to say again, thank you for all that you do, and I mean it. We'll just put it at that.
Well, thanks. What a cool call. A pick-me-up. All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Oh, and I did send you an email. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it. I sent it a couple of days ago about the whole David Solomon thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the two people that he listed out. Was on another channel. And
yeah, no, I saw that. But we already debunked it. See, everyone picked up on it's too late after somebody else. You know, it's like I already read the whole thing that was written. I mean, there's this. I got all the documents from the actual people that he was accusing, and it was already over. And then other people go, "Ooh, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon." You know, it's always.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
Yep. They did, and I mean, I didn't find that fella credible when I watched him on his little tour, I guess you could say.
Yeah, well, I'm glad a lot of other people jumped on, though, because that way it's not like he can't, try to focus in on some one random person. I actually got a hold of the creator that he was on the first time, or the second time, and I said, man, you gotta, you can't just sort of let people on like that accuse people and put out names of people. And he was like, oh shit, yeah, so he removed that video, and he should have. Well, you don't do that. You don't accuse people of being pedophiles and put it on their names on a show. I mean, there's no way. You can't do that.
Well, yeah, today a creator I had never heard of before, I found it, and she had both of them on there, and Mr. David didn't like the way that she had been fact-finding on him, so he called the police on her. And so she went into that in great detail, along with the other two gentlemen that he tried to say did awful things. But nonetheless, I've never emailed anyone in the background before, or I'm just a sofa sleuth, so I just like to sit there and watch. So. But if you came across it, it was me. I'm not some lunatic. I may sound like one, but anyways, I again, thanks a lot, Gray. Thanks to your chat. They've always been very respectful, and good luck in all your endeavors. I'll be watching from the sidelines.
All right. Well, thank you. Have a good evening.
All right.
Appreciate it.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Well, that was a nice call, wasn't it? Hello?
Hi.
Hello, how's it going?
That's fine. I just thought I'd call in and give my 2 cents.
All right, what is it? What's the 2 cents?
I think that maybe he had blacked out after he had that one drink.
Well, I mean, it's possible he had a bunch to drink before, but it sounds like when he came in there, he was sort of normal. Maybe somebody put something in a drink. I don't know.
Well, I live in Nashville, and I went to Lower Broad 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 2 drinks and 2 sips of another drink, and I actually blacked out.
Wow.
I do not do drugs.
So you think somebody put something in one of your drinks, or?
No. I thought that at first, but I actually had a drink at another place, and I actually went out again.
Yeah, maybe. How many drinks did you have total?
No, this is a different time. When I was on Lower Broad, that's the first time ever in my life that it happened to me.
Right, but you only had 2 drinks, you said. Nobody blacks out on 2 drinks.
Yes, I was at one bar. I had 1 drink. We went to another bar. I had another drink. We went to another bar. I had 2 sips.
Well, what's
And
a,
no
what's
one-
a let me ask you, what's a sip to you? A shot? You
No,
know?
no.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You don't think you were? I thought you. It sounds like you were drugged then, because like somebody snuck
no.
something in your drink.
No, I was with my two cousins, and when they brought that drink to the table each time, I was sitting at the table. I never left my drink.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think it is then?
And I think for me, just like that guy, he just didn't have the body weight for them strong drinks downtown.
Oh, they make pretty stiff ones down there.
Yes.
Hmm.
And I was drinking some Long Island teas.
Wow. Well, now we just got. There we go, everybody. We just got the real answer. A drink. You think, okay, she had a rum and coke, but man, you had Long Island iced tea. Okay, they fill those suckers.
No, I had
Two.
two, and I have
Right.
drank. Yeah,
Okay.
I have drank Long Island teas when I'm out to dinner and that type thing.
Yeah.
Nothing ever happened like that.
Well, you had food in your stomach to help it out a little bit.
Right. But I had lost a lot of weight, and that guy, they said he was 165 pounds.
6'7", 6'6".
I had lost 50 pounds, and I was 130 pounds.
Oh, okay, so yeah, maybe that's got something to do with it. Just sort of lightweight, you know.
Right.
Or-
And if you're not used to drinking all the time,
Mhm.
I think that's probably what happened with him.
Man, that's pretty
I
funny.
don't
though.
remember anything that happened to me that night.
I like how you held
After
out.
that
That
second
you,
drink.
I like how you held out that you had a Long Island iced tea till the end. You know, it was. We're all like, "Wow, we're mystified." You know, wait, so you had just two drinks, you know, and then it turns out you had like the strongest drink in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
Two of those, you know.
But that's my favorite drink. That's what I normally drink everywhere I go.
Yeah.
But downtown, those drinks are so strong, and I think that's what happened.
Like it'll actually breathe with a match and it'd be a flame, right? After you drink out of those, it's that much alcohol.
No, I never got drunk off of. I mean, I always get tipsy if I drink a lot of iced teas, but I never gotten drunk where I don't know where I'm at, or I can't function, or I'm doing stuff I don't know I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a pretty good theory. I mean, I don't know if I bet you know, when you're in college, you usually have a few drinks before you even head out. You know, you're at the hotel and so you probably had a few there, you know, and those are just normal. So he already had a buzz going, and then maybe he had one of the ones you're talking about where it just filled with liquor and he's just hit him really fast.
But another thing, you know, people are saying they don't know why the friends didn't go out with him and that type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was with my cousin who I feel safe with. I do not drink unless I'm with people I feel safe with. So I got up and went to the dance floor. I do not dance, okay? And when she told me the next day that I was on that floor getting down, I don't remember anything.
Did she film it?
She did not.
Oh man, that would have been so cool for you to see. Like, oh wow, you're getting all low on the ground and stuff.
I had not been out on a dance floor in 40 years.
Yeah.
And when I woke up, I was in the bed and I had taken off my pants, and I do not remember anything.
Yeah, so you just like woke up the next day or something, right? Huh.
Right. They had to put me in the Uber. We stayed in the downtown hotel about 2 blocks away because they were here from out of town and they wanted to stay downtown. So when I woke up, I don't remember anything.
Wow. That's a weird. I don't know if I've ever blacked out. I've fallen, you know, like where I'm at a bar and then I just sort of can't remember anything, and then the next day I wake up in a bed and I'm like, man, I don't remember anything. I always remember those times. I've remembered bits and pieces, at least as I was going through the process, you know.
No, I have never experienced anything like that in my life. And it really scared me. And I thought maybe I said, well, maybe the bartender put something in my drink because I never left the drink. And then about 2 months later, I was at another bar and I drank one drink. And the same thing, I don't remember for a couple of hours. They had brought me home and I was sitting on the couch, and when I woke up, I did not remember anything. But they said I was functioning normally. So that's why I think maybe his people may have let him leave because he was probably functioning.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I think you might be onto something there. All right.
But that was just a thought, and I kind of think that maybe what happened with him. Just like when he talked to the cop, I was talking to everybody just like I was fine.
Oh yeah, you can sound like you're totally sober for a minute. Like it's weird. It's almost like your survival instincts kick in. Like that's what I think he did. He was sort of slocking down, dragging his feet down the street. You can hear it going like that, and then he sees the cop, and all of a sudden he stands up straight. You don't hear that anymore, and he sounds totally normal because he was in sort of like anti-me getting arrested mode. Because here's a police officer, I got to sound normal, and that's what he did. And it's too bad he couldn't still be how he was feeling.
Right.
It's almost like you almost wish he was even more intoxicated where he couldn't pretend that he wasn't. That way.
I asked my cousin afterwards, I said, was I falling down, or how was I acting? She said you was fine. It was crazy.
That's a weird story. How long have you been just started watching my channel today or recently?
No, I looked at your channel when this thing first started. I had started looking at some of your stuff.
Well, I think it'd be cool if you called in from time to time just to tell some other stories on something else. I mean, who knows, man?
My life is so boring. I don't have anything interesting going on like that.
Oh, okay.
I just like the way you tell it. That's my first time ever experiencing it, and it scared me to death. And I could just imagine if I was alone.
Yeah. I like the way you tell the stories, though. So you'll have to come up with something some other time just to call in, all right?
Okay, I will.
All right. Well,
okay,
hey, well, thanks for calling in. Have a good one. Bye-bye. That was nice. She was that was a crazy story. What happened, Ginger? Are you okay? Or you went gray? What happened? Are you all right? What's going on? You guys hear something, or what's going on with you guys? Why are people talking about smoke detectors and saying gray? What's going on? And I don't have anything going off over here. I don't have a smoke alarm going off. Where? You mean a minute ago? Yeah, I turned it off. It's this. That was like 10 minutes ago, though, you guys. This thing right here? Oh, you can't even see it. Forget it. You guys are crazy, man. All right, I'm turning off the phones. I'm going to go over do something else now. I wanted to check something out. We got the in Stephen Stern's case. There's some new. Does anybody know what the mother's name of Jennifer is? I don't want to discuss your GPS thing, Jamie. I read what you wrote up there, and it's not interesting to me. He was walking. He was going completely the wrong direction. It wouldn't send him in that direction that I read that you were saying. Anyways, let's see. What do we got? It just doesn't seem that interesting, the GPS. Yeah, you know why? Because it doesn't even matter. It's not really relevant. It's like, okay, he walked this direction. Maybe eventually that'll be the why he went this way, but it doesn't help anything. It's just sort of like, okay, maybe later we'll get to know that. And he disappeared right in this area right here. He disappeared. And that's what matters, is where did he go? You know? So, does anybody know her name? The mother? Oh, that's her name? Okay. Are you sure about that? So what I do in cases is I kind of just go with the things that are going to help figure out what happened now. Like what's, try to help get the answers. The part about GPS and how we got there is, if that's really what it was, sure, but it's a total rabbit hole. It's just all right, let's see. Let me put this name over here. And even if you got the answer, you just go, okay, yeah, that's why he was walking there. All right, now what happened to him? Does she live in Kissimmee too? Okay. Wow, she's 68? She had that's the one that had that. Man, she looked like she was 45, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't see it. I don't think that's her name. Anybody know her name? There's no way she's 68. Yeah, that lady looked like she was probably 52. And isn't Jennifer 35? Is that right? Yeah, I think she looks 40 something, but I thought she looked younger than Jen. I'm trying to figure out where the location is. Hey, thanks, Money Moves. Thanks for calling in. All right, so on Court TV today, when I was waiting to go on, this is another picture from the same day, and you can see a pond in here, and then these homes, but I think that's over here to the right, because there's no pond, so that means the camera person in the right-hand photograph came over here and then took a photo. I think like this building off to the left here is probably, whatever this might be, or perhaps this is this over here. I don't know. I don't think so, though. I think it's more like right there. So it'd be cool to figure out where this was. I was on Google Earth, and, her mom, Jen's mom, apparently lives close to the school, which is right here. So I was kind of looking at places like this. I mean, here's a pond, and look at, there's these places that look like that. Could she have been, in that one? Don't really know. But all of them, this one can't be, because it's apartment, doesn't look like that. But everybody has those freaking screen things. See these? So I was thinking, man, I'm going to get really low. God, everybody has those, whatever those. And then I was thinking maybe down in this area, that's another pond. But, it's hard to tell. So I'm trying to get the address. So does anybody have the name of the... Oh, and there's a couple other things too. Somebody sent me an email and said, Gray, the balloon above Madeline's head has a reflection of a whole bunch of people in it. And I was like, oh my God, it does. Look at this. So you take that one and look at all those people right there. See that? And it's hard to make them out or anything, but there's, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in front of her. Like this over here doesn't even really... I think this person right there is going to be this person. And then, it even looks the same. See that, how there's a gray shirt with you know, let's just, whatever, dark hair, maybe a beard or something. And then that looks kind of like the gray shirt, and, you know, it's just distorted a little bit. What I was thinking we could try to do, though, is maybe, let's just zoom in as much as we can, like that. Well, maybe about like this. Then do a screenshot of it. Take it, and then open up Photoshop. Might take a minute. But does anybody really know what her name is? Because that was the only person with that name. That might be the grandmother that you just said. That Yolanda name. Alright, so this is probably warped in some way. So let's see if there's a image adjustment. Or edit. Transform. There it is. Perspective warp, maybe? Or let's see. I'm going to try something else. Edit, transform, warp. There we go. I don't know if we can go out like that, maybe. See, it looks like there's a person right here with their hands up. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? Look at that. So it's already better than it was. I can go like that. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I don't know who these people are. Let me see if I can fix this guy a little bit. Yeah, those guys are a little bit easier to fix there. I feel like maybe it would work better if I, let me just try the other direction. No, I think it's better the way I had it. Yeah. This needs to be a little bit like that. Well, I mean, she had to work, you know. Sometimes people have to work. It doesn't bother me that much. You know, she was with the family. Yeah, this guy over here didn't really turn out too well, but those people in the middle, that looks a hell of a lot better. Let me see what happens if I do image adjustment, auto color. There we go. Oh man, I think This will make brightness and contrast will make this better though. Watch. Look at that. That's like 1,000 times better than the original one we were looking at. Can actually see people in there. So, you know, that's probably Jen's sister right there, wouldn't you guess? With the long hair like that. I bet you her grandma is right. Jen's mother maybe is this person. Yeah, I think this person's taking a photograph. Yep, somebody. I don't know what this is. I don't think this is a hat here. It looks like it is the way I have it right there, but. And there's a person right there, and I think that person is the same as this one. Wouldn't that make sense? Let me think. Yeah, right. So if you think about it like this person right here is to her left, right? Which is just like this person right here. Gray shirt, dark hair, looks just like that. Now, there's another person outside. Oh yeah, oh, you're talking about this guy right here. So maybe that is a hat then, if that is... I don't know. He's standing at a different angle though than that. I see, like, is this right here, you know, that, let me think. No, it'd be facing the other direction, so it can't be. The hat, that's a mirror, right? So that means the hat's facing... No, I guess it's still going that way, but this is a mirror here. No, that's right. Okay, so this person here is going to be somebody else further into the room, like somebody. There might be somebody right in here that we can't see very well. And then that person with the hat, I don't know where that guy is. It's kind of confusing. Kind of better, a little darker, like that. Not like that, but more like this. Anyways, you alright, Sayabane? What's going on? What happened? Are you alright, or do you need some care? Right. So what they were talking about on Court TV is, you know, just how difficult it would be to get out of this. I mean, without being seen. I don't think I'm in the right place. That's where she used to live. Yeah, that's the right one. Doesn't look right to me. That's not what the apartment looks like. Somehow I'm turned around. Not sure why. That's right here. Jeez, I think that was an old apartment. It's right here. And that's the dumpster. So there's cameras coming in and out of here. So at 7:35, he's throwing the laptop and the backpack into the dumpster. So likely at that point, Madeline's not alive, correct? Madeline's likely not alive right at 7:35. So then, at 7:35, you know, did he leave when he put something in the dumpster? Or did he just drive over the dumpster and go back? And then, where's the footage of him leaving for him to come back? Because all we hear about is at 7:35 he throws something in the dumpster. And then at 8:10, his license plate reader by the school picks him up. And then at 8:19, he comes back with her body still in the vehicle. So there must be footage of him leaving the area. And that must mean that she's in the vehicle at 7:35 when he threw that stuff in there, but he had her hidden better. But for some reason, he propped her up, almost like, Weekend at Bernie's type of situation where he's trying to make it look like she's still alive in the car when he comes back at 8:19. Who said he was sleeping? Do you think Stearns had Madeline in front seat buckled in and that she... No, I don't. Well, of course the sleeping was a ruse, yeah. That's not true. Yeah. He just said that. He said he went back to the apartment because he had to go get the key fob to get... I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. It doesn't even make any sense. So at 8:19, when he comes back and her body is in the vehicle, do they have him on camera leaving again later? Because obviously he left after 8:19 after that, but it must have been hours later because the person who saw him on the side of the road, it was, around 2 o'clock when he was spotted with the flat tire, which is way over here on this road. And yes, law enforcement said Old Hickory Tree Road. Let me get rid of the Skype thing on the screen and that other thing. Yeah, they said Old Hickory Tree Road and 192 and Old Hickory Tree Road and Nolte Road. That was an error on their part. I guarantee it. I will bet you money that that is an absolute error, because the person who posted on social media said that he saw the car pulled over with a flat tire and it was parked on, he said, Old Hickory Tree Road, right across from where the body was found, and it was next to an old railroad car, those, like a box car. And look, there it is, right there. This is where he pulled over, on this side of the road, heading in that direction, because the guy even said he was heading towards the name of this town right over here called Harmony. All right? So, heading in that direction. And I know, because of what I found out, that her body was found right here in these bushes. I was the first person on YouTube out there, or even in any media form whatsoever, to put down that her body was found in these hedges right here. Everyone was saying she was 2 miles from the road, etc. Okay? It's not reality. It's right here. And so he said, he called this Old Hickory Tree Road, but guess what? This is Hickory Tree Road right here. That's what this is. So when he told law enforcement, they're probably just combining it together too, because doesn't it make more sense for them to say, hey everybody, look, and I always thought that he turned on this road right here coming down. Like, I actually thought he came in like this, turned right on Hickory Tree Road and came straight down. Or he came in from this direction on Nolte down. This right here is ludicrous. That's Old Hickory Tree Road. It's only from here to here, and that's it. So right here, if you go from Nolte and Hickory Tree Road to 192 and Hickory Tree Road, it's this perfect thing to say, hey, look in that area. If you remember, if you have any footage, that means they believe that he drove exactly like this. They know he went like that. Then he came out here and he probably headed back. Now people wonder, did he have a fake flat, did he fake the flat tire? I don't know if he faked the flat tire. Why did he went all the way to actually put the donut on there? I think he might be that he actually had a flat tire, and that's why he put her so close to the road. He had to get rid of her somehow. He probably had more plans to put her somewhere much more hidden than that. Because I think it's kind of weird that, why wouldn't he just put the ruse out that he had a flat tire, like as if he's changing it so he could do what he's going to do, and then just drive away after that? Because it wouldn't be another car that came, it'd be a different car that came by. I think he actually had a flat tire. I think that makes more sense, to be honest with you. Thanks, Mama, for 57 rows. And if you guys missed the beginning of the show here, you came late, we gave $1,000 to the United Cajun Navy, and the freaks had to get up to 500 in the super chats, and they also sent PayPals in, and that helped make offset the PayPals help offset the 30% that YouTube takes out of the 500 that came in super chats. So basically doubled it, sent in 1,000. So now we gave them $1,400 this month, and they're out there looking for Riley Strain. So there you go, everybody. A channel that makes a difference. Hey, thanks, Cyobane. Ding 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 diddle ding 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 diddle ding ding. So yeah, I think he came here. I think he may have actually had a flat tire. I'm not 100%, but the flat tire would explain why she was found right there. It's also pretty clever to do that, because who would think you would do that? You know, that's why they were all looking in the woods over here. And I want to know who the genius was that actually found her in these hedges that you wouldn't even think about, because it doesn't make sense that somebody would do that. And we also learned that the gate right here was open that day. So he could have driven out here and across, but maybe he didn't want to do that because the owner might might see him, and then he goes to the car and finds something. Thank you, Jessica Schubach. I don't know if tonight's going to be as long. Tonight's been another busy day. It's always takes something out of you when you're on the show on Court TV, because you're just sort of nervous, waiting. You know, it's not that hard. It's not that bad, but I don't know. I don't think I did as good tonight as other ones, because I didn't have my like the stuff that I was going to say. The other lady said. So then you have to kind of quickly improvise and come up with something different. I've been on there now. It's 6 times already. That's pretty good. You know what's funny is Rick Snay sent me an email and he said, "Gray, I'm one of your competitors." And I said, "Man, I don't consider you a competitor of mine, man. You only cover the Delphi case. You it's like we're not even close to being a competitor. It's like I don't even know what the hell he's talking about." Of course, you got to be on your game. Yeah, well, it sucks to have to. I like having longer conversations, just sort of when you boil it down to like 2 quick little snippets. I think it'd be great if they just would have a show sometime where it's more of a round table, where you're just kind of sitting there and it's just you're just talking about a case, and there's not segments. It's just sort of you're working through it, and then people can go, "Hey, but what about this? Oh yeah," and then you can take that out, keep moving chess pieces around. I think people would be more into that, to be honest with you. Yeah, not every time, but like a show every once in a while that's more like that, where it could even be a Brady Bunch type window or whatever, but there's people, maybe just get like 3 or 4 people total, and you're working through, and you just talk about each topic, and you go around and you discuss it for 15 minutes straight. No lead-in story, no extra, just boom, boom, boom. It'd be pretty cool, I think. Yeah, so that's kind of how she does it. I wouldn't say that's exactly how she does it, but He kind of just forces people into certain situations, and I know, it's so funny. Like, I don't even think of him at all as a competitor. I look at him and just go, God, really? You're not going to see me getting thrown out of a courtroom, or standing right in somebody's face and screaming at him over and over again. Yeah, it is sort of weird like that, Plato. But I'm still not really convinced. I did on the show tonight say, like, Jen should have been aware. If they stayed together that night, you'd think she'd be aware if something bad happened to her kid, but, you know, it doesn't have to be. You would just think that. And I did say that her story that she's telling isn't true. It's obviously a story that she's telling that he's told her, because the facts don't match the story that she's telling. And she also says that she isn't the one that dropped off Madeline. So therefore, every single thing that she's saying is made up by Stearns and told to her to say. So then you go, well, what else has she been told to just say? Was the sighting at 8 in the morning something that he said to say too? Because that helps him out. But after they did the investigation, it doesn't help him out at all, because she wasn't even alive at that time. So was she still sleeping at that time? And he goes, hey, you know, I took her to school early. You weren't even up yet. You know, you weren't even up yet. Could you just say that you saw her? Because they're making it seem like, you know, you could see him doing that, can't you? I don't think she knew that she was dead that morning. I'm holding hope. I don't think that. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what the investigation turns out. But I just don't think that she knew that she was dead. I think she was willing to believe the person that she thought cared for all of them, and even would lie a little bit, little white lies to help him, because, you know, he's telling the truth to her, right? And then I think later when they found her body and then she was given the information, she's probably totally changed her position. But she's not speaking anymore. But I think if you heard from her now, you'd probably see somebody totally different. Well, it wasn't. He was talking to a guy named Noe, who is not really, you know, I mean, that guy has issues out there too a lot. So he was talking to a guy named Noe, and then there's a video of him outside, like right in their face, that uncomfortable thing. And then when he walked away, he made a face at him, and then he went running back, and then Snave went running back up to him again, and then these people broke him up. And then the next video you see is about 5 sheriff deputies walking him out on the street. Yeah, he was Keegan's cellmate, but he does a lot of weird stuff on the side too. I've seen it. No, did it really? For what reason? Truthfully, just today it got terminated, or what? What are you talking about? What happened? What did he do on it? Hurry up, type in the answer. I mean, all these people out there, anytime somebody goes real life, you're just not a good person. And it said the channel, oh really? Huh. I wonder how that happened. I saw that too earlier. I was going to click on that video. I wonder how it got terminated because of that. What was on there that he did? That's odd. That video isn't termination worthy, is it? I don't know. I didn't read what that said. Let me click on that again. The video is no longer available because the YouTube account associated with this video has been terminated. Wow. Huh. That's crazy. Wonder how that happened. Well, thanks, Norm Scallon. No, I'll still always have to do my YouTube channel. This is what I do, right? So I'm sure, if I wouldn't mind helping them out more, because we're always we are the front lines. Like people on YouTube, we're on the front lines of the information a lot of times. Not the court documents most of the time, but we do get those quick. But a lot of times the just the finding out stuff, especially mapping, figuring things out on my end, that's what I do. It's always really important in a lot of cases is the figuring out the exact spots of different things. It makes a big difference. Doesn't it make a huge difference where, finding this spot right here makes a massive difference in the case. Just in terms of, okay, wow, so he was parked there and just moved her that short distance. If you found her way over here, then you'd think something else. He had the time to drive out, then you'd make, you could make other assumptions, etc. I think it does anyways. Wound definitely have it. I wonder what the reason that he got his channel removed for. Maybe I can text message him or something. Let me see if I can find it. I think he messaged me sometime a while back. I forgot what his name is though on social media. Forgot. Oh well, we'll look at that. But anyways, I think I'm gonna make the night shorter. I'm kind of tired. It's 2 hours and 24 minutes. Yesterday I did 4 hours and something, and then today I did the getting ready for that show, recorded a whole press conference, and then edited it and played it later. Yeah, but he wouldn't be able to say anything out of that video to be able to get that to happen. All right. So thank all you guys, all the freaks out there. Thank you to K-Me, Nita Armstrong, Kentucky Chirk Guy, Dreamcatcher 333, Eugenie, Christina Preston, Nina Armstrong, Oddball, Kelly Snyder, Toss 2008, Sirius Black, Lisa Holland, 1L Michelle, Happy to Sport, thanks Gray, Peter Nina Armstrong, Paula Lee, Dant. Dant said, Trump 2024, save America, God bless the Cajun Navy, stay safe. Eugenie said, gifted a membership. Tawny Lee gifted one. Cindy Lynn, Susan Moore, Tawny Lee, 30 months. Thank you. Carrie Lasco, Nona 617, who said, many thanks, Gray and the Freaks. Suze Q Reynolds, Kathy Chapin, Ginger Keys, Carol Z, January, Jop, Mini Ray, Deco Trash, April Rain, Pancakes, Mama 457 Rose, Tawny Lee, Sally, Adali, I ran through a valley. I bumped into my old girl Sally from the valley. That was a rap my friend made up. Or a friend I had a long time ago. I have no soapbox. Keep up the good work. Michelle, prayers for Riley and family. Prayers for Riley, his family, and United Cajun Navy by Detective Wisdom. And Michelle H. was before that. Then Robin, she also sent me a Cash App. Then Darla, Osiris Stewart, Heather N, Sour Girl, Debbie. We got up to 590 on PayPal, or not PayPal, on Super Chats. W1220, great Karn for you, 11 months. Southern Chick, January, JOP again, thank you. And then Katie Baby, Jen P, Linda D's, Heather N, Nofa Show. You know, I think we did this without one cat eye donation in the Super Chats. M-Win. Bryce Jones, what are your thoughts if he was tripping on mushrooms or acid? More common than you think. Huh, yeah. I guess that's something to consider. Hadn't even really thought of that. Just what I thought on his behaviorist running randomly and looking confused. I guess that's a possibility. The January drop became a new member. Then Robin, Paulette Leonard, Wise Child said, thanks, Gray and Freaks, praying they find him. Beast Mode 24, Alley Cake, Riptide Crime, thank you for your hard work. Shane Jello, Plato said, I'm a grown-up. I won't ask for a recap. I know how to rewind later and catch up. That's such a Plato comment right there. That was Shane Jello. No for show. All right. You got me twice, she said. Tamara Court. Jameen Ergas. Lisa Mounts. Kimberly Gabalden. Regina Heath. KK. Good to see KK again. And classical guitarist Cheryl Maddox, Jennifer Cardillo. You remember everybody? They had a new member. Shelly Pink, Jennifer Cardillo gifted a membership. And Money Moves, Mama 457 Rose with the wave, Saya Bain, awesome. Jessica Schubach. Patricia M. Donahue, Brat Payne, new member, Patricia Donahue, Norm Scanlon, Karen Andrews, right at the buzzer there. All right. Okay. Well, there you go. Thanks, everybody. Channel making a difference. Also, let me say thanks to the, let's see, we got Jimmy. Let's see. Kimberly, Monica, Ginger, Sandy Shirley, a friend, Jameen, Witness Project, and that was Leslie, Jody, and Wendy. Very kind, very kind. Thank you. And there you go. So those are all, those are PayPal individuals. So anyways, we gave away $1,000 tonight. You know, real money, not YouTube 30% stuff. So boom. You want, I don't have the fly on the screen. Where is it? You missed Clem. There he is. That's our fly Clem. I think there's two Clems, right? Because there was some kind of a voice that was a Clem too. I've seen the goals met with everyone who's able. Yeah, that tonight was cool because it was like no huge, you know. I mean, there's generous ones on PayPal for sure, but in the, you know, the super chats though, you know, it wasn't those ones that there was no cat eyes. I think that was awesome the way that worked. So on, I guess on donation night. That's coming up at the end of the month, the 31st. We'll see how that one goes. Anyways, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Hope you guys like the show. Maybe you can go watch the segment that I was on Court TV on their YouTube channel. I don't know if it was the greatest episode I ever had, because I was kind of like, oh man, you took what I was going to say. What do I say now? Yeah. And if you got here just at the last second, in the balloon on Madeline Soto at her birthday party, somebody said you can see in there, and I was like, oh. But yeah, you can definitely see people. It was probably the sister of Madeline, Jennifer, and then other people in the background. So it looks like there's probably, I don't know if that's a person or a dog. That almost looks like a poodle right there, doesn't it? Doesn't that kind of look like a poodle? You know? Like sitting there. I can't tell. Oh, you guys want to do a flyby? Alright, that sounds good. Alright. But yeah, well, we got to do the ending and then we do the flyby, right? Why can't you see, Paulette? Yeah, I always look at the reflections in glasses and stuff. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Anyways, let me see, flyby. I forgot where they're located. Yeah, down here there's a couple of them. But anyways, thank you guys for being here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And, as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Gotta do that first. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. I'm gonna get you on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a protector. Full of lecture, interceptor, and I mean a lot of spectre with a vector. On his spectre, with all respect, y'all. Just remember I've a temple fucking checked ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender. I'll serve it to you straight without a blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. Alright, everybody? Talk to you later. Alright, let me find the, what is the name of that? It's called your jazz cat something. Cool cat. There we go. No, that's not it. What the hell? No, it's called Furious Freaks. That was the rap one. I could have done that one too. Yeah. Gotta turn it up, the volume. Trying to find the right monitor here. This one. Alright.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight. Hey, Gray, do it again. Hey, it's Mag with this GHI donation. It's a nebulae.
Well, thanks, Mary Lou, for helping us out with that. None of us knew that was a nebulae. All right. Well, anyways, thank you guys very much. Successful evening tonight. Set out a goal. Gave $1,000 to the Cajun Navy, so we're at $3,000 given away so far this month. It's been a pretty good month on the ad revenue portion. So we'll see. I'm going to see at the end of the month what the amount that I'm giving away compared to the ad revenue, or the the super chats and so forth. Might be a pretty good, bigger number. Anyways, thanks everybody. Awesome. A channel making a difference. Thank you. We'll see you next time, everybody. And until then, be safe out there. And look at that. Mag came in with a cat eye right at the end. Amazing.
Goodbye, everybody. Yay!
What are you so upset about, Mary Lou?
Nothing, but that's just what I do at the end of the show.
Oh, okay. All right. See you guys later. Be safe out there.